Hello everyone and welcome to another ESL Go4 Cup. This is number 95 and we're at Bathurst. Now this is the first time I've ever raced Bathurst. This is the qualifier. You just saw the qualifying times for the qualifier there. A few people surprised, some people broke times, etc. Now, as I say, I've never raced Bathurst before in Project Cars. I've raced it in other games of course, never in Project Cars. And my word, is it a scary track. So in the qualifier, I'm starting on pole position and Tidgney just nudges me in the back there. Just that forces me into ace essentially. So Ace then is run wide. I do feel like Tidgney probably should have given that position back, to be honest, to Ace, because it was his incident that caused it. But I'm not going to worry about that as much now. I'm going to go defensive in this qualifier and make sure I try and keep this P1 position. Now the aim of the game obviously is to make sure we get to the final and then we can really push ourselves in the final, and that's all it ever is really. So Tidgney always gets good starts. I'm not sure whether this is like, I'm pretty sure there's a green light bug in this game. It's only slightly, and it's only slight in the ESL Go4s, but in the SMSR it was more so with more cars. I'm not sure why it exists, but some people can see the green light before everybody else. So I'm going to do like a separate video on that just to show the difference, because some people it's like half a second difference, and in some tracks you can make up a few places. As you can see though, back to this Go4, I went on to win it, 11-second gap. Nice and easy. I know Tidgney made a mistake in there and hit the barrier. I got a 204 on the qualifying lap. I am actually looking for 203s, or actually I think a 202.8 is definitely possible here. And you can just see that I'm just apologising to Ace because someone hit me from behind. I knew it was, but I don't like to, you know, put conflict out there. So 203.8 there. Into the semi-finals, got a 203.4. Tidgney starting in second, so a bit more worried this time because Tidgney does get a good start. As we get ready for the start of the race. Not sure why my webcam has gone all out of focus there. I'm sure it'll come back in a second. But we get ready for the start, and there we go, we're off. And as you can see, Tidgney gets an absolute flying start. As you can see, compared to everybody else behind, my start is absolutely fine, so really interesting. Nearly get nudged there by Ace, but even so I make it through. And at this point, straight away, I can see I've got a big gap to third place. I'm just going to stay behind Tidgney the entire race. I'm not going to push it. Just want to make the final, as I say. It's 203.8 there again in the race. Tidgney 203.7. Tidgney obviously increased his pace better there. And then in the final, a 203.2 lap. That was a pretty good lap. So I'll qualify on pole once again. And this one's going to be an interesting one. Now, what I'm going to do here is sometimes I'll commentate and sometimes I'll just let the race go. But I get a bad start here. Look at that. I delayed there by 2 or 3 attempts. Popsu's second phase of his start just absolutely flies. Not sure how he's done that. Giving room on the outside. Johan's right behind me as we now head down the start. Well, not start, finish straight. This other straight on the circuit. I'm not sure what it's called. As we then head to go up the hill of Mount Panorama. So I've got the slipstream. Johan's got the slipstream as well. It's going to get very tight here. So I'm going to have to brake early. And I brake there early just because of Popsu, there's nowhere to go, and Johan just slightly taps me there. I managed to save it. Now we're side by side heading up here. Now this is not a too wide corner. I didn't want to go into the barrier there. Johan just slightly hits the barrier as well. He causes himself a bit of damage there. That's the one thing I was trying to avoid in this, was damage, because I know throughout the race, and you'll see it later on, damage is going to be a major factor no matter what, because it's so unpredictable. Now I know the LMP2 cars on PS4 were having an even worse time than us, in the fact that they were just coming up and down this hill and the cars would lose it slightly if they were like a couple of miles an hour over like the limit, whereas on other tracks it's not too bad. As we come down the hill now, you can just see how bumpy it is. And at this point I'm just going to settle down. You know, I'm not in any rush. I have 12 laps and 2-minute laps, so you know, settle down lots of time. It's well, about 22 minutes left now of the race, and so Popsu's in the lead, Johan's in second, I'm in third. Got a big gap to Tidgney of 1.6 seconds. No slipstream worry there. I'm just going to settle down and get ready for this race as we head towards the end of this back straight. Now this is nice. This corner, I found this corner easier in this game than other games. I don't know why. Normally in some games it's really difficult to nail that, but not too bad. And you can see we're keeping the gap at 0.8. Tidgney now down to 2.3 seconds. Big battle for that 4th place behind. And we've already qualified, obviously. for the SMSR, but other people are trying to qualify, and anybody in this final should have qualified anyway. See Vernux now into 4th place, so we've got a 6-second gap. I've skipped a lap because I now realise I need to stop pushing Yuhan and Pop2. I really need to get as close as I can to then begin the attacks and try and get this win. So just coming into here, these aren't overtaking places on this track. The cars don't have enough downforce to go too wide here. Your cars are constantly understeered to the edge of the track, especially McLaren GT3. It's set up. We are on default setups, but it is set up so it's a bit more understeery, and you'll feel that on some tracks, especially here with the undulations as well, going up and down the hill. The car just wants to wash out towards the barrier. So coming down this hill, you've got to be so careful on this hill. You'll see me not pushing my limit down here at all because it's scary, and you can see there Yuhan just pushes his limit a bit there, contacts the barrier, just causes himself a little bit more damage. So he hit the barrier on lap 1, hit the barrier on lap 3. I know I'm pushing hard here. As you can see, Vernux left the session. I'm not sure what happened there, but it causes the host to obviously migrate, and it caused a bit of a lag spike there, so wiped out Popsuit. I'm now to P2 luckily. But I've never seen this happen for as long as it did. At first I thought it was Yuhan lagging, so you're going to see me in a little while start flashing my lights at Yuhan because I think, oh, is something happened with Yuhan's internet, even though I know it's got alien internet and like 400, 500 megabytes a second. So I'm just flashing him to let him know he's lagging, because I thought it was just Yuhan, but I can see his ping number, and that's why I'm confused. And Popsu's obviously confused there as well, so originally I did think it was just Yuhan, but it was the host migrating. So I'm just flashing here, let him know. You know, there's lag there. He lets off. I don't know if he thinks that he might have done something there, but I'm not taking a position that way. I'm just trying to let him know that there was lag. And as you can see, it's calmed down now. We've got a new host. Let's get back to racing. You know, this is what we're here for. And try and win €50 as well, because that's what the winner gets here. So I've accelerated on a little bit now. As I say, I know it's calmed down, so I'm going to start to try and catch Yuhan. And this is where the battle for first place begins. It's a pretty good battle. So what I've been trying to do on the previous lap is judge where Yuhan's strengths and weaknesses are, and also see what damage he has to his car. So you can see I'm catching him quite quick on this straight. So I know he's got a top end speed issue there. Just not enough room there to go for it. In some ESLs, some people would have tried to make the room there. That's not the best way to do things because you have contact. You'll end up forcing a crash there because of the contact issue. I think I do touch Yuhan there slightly, even though I don't on screen. You have something called ping lag, which I want to explain in another video as well. But basically, where your car is and where Yuhan's car is, so in this example, he's actually in a slightly different position to where you think he is, or what you visually see. So he's actually where he is, and you're a bit more forward. I think it works out that way, or the other way around. Essentially, there's a distance there, and you have to give like a couple of meters space. Even though you want to be right up on his exhaust, you got to give space, otherwise there'll be contact. You're going to push them out wide, and that's all it was on lap 1 as well with Yuhan. He just got a little bit close, and I've done it there in this lap. You just get a bit too close, slight contact, and when you have slight contact in Project Cars, for example, you do push the car and it stops there braking and things like that. So you can see there, we're still pushing. Went through Devil's Elbow, no problem. And Yuhan goes defensive there. There's just enough room for a McLaren there as we go around the outside. Are we going to do it into the braking zone? No, we're not. Yuhan defends that very nicely. That's another thing I found as well. Some people like to think that they can outbrake somebody on the inside line, even though they're on the outside line. And then expect to make the corner if they're braking at the normal braking point, because that's what some people do. They're braking at the normal braking point. You've just shallowed the angle of the corner by like another 45 degrees. You can't go around there at the same speed you normally do, so you have to brake either a tiny bit earlier, or you're going to brake really late and run wide and then lose the position anyway. So that's the trick of it. Now you might think, oh, okay, well, you know, isn't the other person just going to overtake you? No, because they have to brake earlier as well, because they're going to run wide. That's the whole point, inside outside line. So I get a bit more room here this time to try and go for the move here. This is a very brave move by me, I must say. Look how clean that is. Awesome racing between me and Yuhan. I just run a bit too wide there. You've got to get on the inside, so I just caused myself a bit of damage. I'm aware of that. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to cause that. And as I say, through here, like we did earlier on in the race, lap 1, it's not too wide there. It's very difficult to do in these cars. But even so, me and Johan showing there that you can have clean racing, nevertheless, in these tight areas of Bathurst. So through we go on the top of the hill. Can I say this is so deadly? I did say I was going to let you just watch the race at points, but yeah, I've commentated on most of it now, so I might as well commentate on the rest. So yeah, coming through here, just got to be careful. You want to chuck the car into here, the bump will chuck you in nice. Johan there just scraping the wall again, another little bit of damage. So I know he is struggling with right hand corners especially. So through here we go. Once again, remember, top speed. I know he's got an issue with top speed, I know he's got a bit of damage there. We can try and go for it on these straights. So let's go for it. So he knows that as well. You can see that he's defending the inside line straight away. And just enough room there for a McLaren MP412C GT3 car. Round the right hand to go. Look how clean that is. Look at the TV camera. It looks absolutely epic. So Johan tries to outbrake himself there. Just loses the car on the curb a little bit there. But it's fine. He lets off. He realises that we would have been side by side. I tried that off a little bit to keep it side by side because that's where we were when we finished. But obviously Johan's struggling with top speed as well, so he just lets me go there a little bit. And through we go. So now I'm just going to judge how much speed Johan has lost in this car through damage. So we've got another straight coming up. And this is where he potentially could get me back. If it's not that much. But I did gain him quite fast, about halfway down this straight. And you can see straight away, I'm pulling away. I'm pulling away. I'm pulling away. He's now going to start to match my speed slowly but surely. But remember, I was already catching him at this point on my run. And now he's slowly going to start to come in. But it's too late at that point. So I know I've got enough speed there to keep the lead. So now I've just got to focus. Get ahead. Keep focused and go for it. Obviously, I qualified on pole, so I know I've got the pace there. So just try and pull away as fast as I can. That's something I don't really like to see is lots of people leaving the session. It's not really the best. So as you can see, I'm now 4.5 seconds ahead of Johan. And I was pushing a little bit here because I wanted a 2-minute 2 lap. I was pushing really hard. And this is why you shouldn't push really hard on Bathurst when you're in the lead. So just go through here. As I say, I'm pushing. Foot to the floor there. Lost a 10th there, so I'm trying to pull it back. Coming into this corner. The whole rear end of the car just absolutely slides. Not sure why. So if you look at the webcam now, you can just see my arms are now slightly, they're not parallel, slightly to an angle. I've got damage to my steering. So watch my mouth now. You can see me talking. I'm now trying to work out, can I keep ahead of Johan for the next 3 laps, basically 3.5 laps, to get this win. That's why you shouldn't push too much, and I didn't push for the rest of the race. So I've advanced further ahead, and I actually pulled the gap a bit more. So that's how much damage Johan had. By the end of the race, he had some serious damage, and it was survival of the fittest here. We saw a lot of people have left because I was damaged and incidents, I assume. I've had accidents. Johan's had accidents. Everybody's had accidents here. It's a really solid track. So fair play to Johan for the clean racing. That was absolutely awesome. I'm absolutely happy with this because, yeah, you know, it's literally I've never raced here before. I come away with a 2-minute 3.2 lap again, so that was one of my fast laps. There's a 2-minute 2 there. You can see there, look, I'm absolutely knackered after this. But yeah, we won. I want to get a cracking race with Johan there for a couple of laps, side by side, clean racing at Bathurst, solid to do, it's fair play. But I've checked the lobby now. It's the first time I've ever checked the lobby for the chat. But that's it for now. There's a video playlist there for the ESL Go4 if you want to watch that. There's a logo there, my logo, if you want to subscribe to my channel. Like if you like it, dislike if you dislike it, but make sure you leave a comment to why you dislike it, because I like to improve these videos. But that's it for now, and I'll see you next time.